Hello there. I thought about playing the Pz4s at their original battle rating. See, the reason for this video is that the new battle pass is going to be bringing in one of the best Japanese grinders ever, right? And that is the ChiNu2, right? The ChiNu2 is going to be completely free. Forget about all the other vehicles of the next battle pass. If you level up the battle pass, the next battle pass in a couple days, when is it, the 22nd of October, if you get to level, was it 6 or 5? I think it'd be 6. Yeah, so if you get to level 6 of the battle, you get to level 6. You get the level 6 Warbond shop by getting level 80 of the Warbond shop, you'll get the ChiNu2, this thing, completely for free. And it's great. It's phenomenal. It's one of the best Japanese grinders, and you can research all the way to the T10 if you want. Now, the problem is, this used to be 3.7, and it was really good at 3.7, but it kind of struggled because it had no armor, right? And its gun was great, right? Then they moved it up to 4.3. And it's one of those things where it's like, well, its gun's still good enough to kill everything, but it still kind of sucks because it doesn't have the best mobility. It says it goes 39 kph, but it probably goes, its acceleration's pretty crappy. And it's got no armor, even things like AAs can penetrate it, M42 Dusters can penetrate, like it's pretty rough. It's rough out here, boys. And at the same time they moved this up, they moved the Pz4 down. The Pz4H used to also be 4.3, and they moved it down to 3.7. Even though, really, a ChiNu2 and a Pz4 are kind of the same. The Pz4 has a slightly worse gun with slightly better armor. It has basically the same mobility, same acceleration and everything. And the only meaningful difference I can really cite from this is that the ChiNu2 one-shots more often, but more often by being like 90% of the time versus like 85% of the time. So it's kind of like, you know, I don't see it. It should not be a whole battle rating above, especially something like the Pz4G, which again, it's exact. The Pz4G and the ChiNu2 is basically the same thing. So the fact that this is 3.3 and the ChiNu2 is 4.3 is absolutely outrageous. Do you want to actually know why it's that battle rating? It's because only good players had the ChiNu2. So it was one of those cases where a tank that is good at its battle rating is now pushed up because the players who play it are really good. It's the same reason why the AMX13 is now 7.0 instead of 6.0. The AMX13 was completely fine at 6.0. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The fact that they moved it up was just because experienced players used it. And probably experienced players used it so they can get into the F4U7, which made it seem really, really good because the F4U7 is really, really good. And that's because Gaijin doesn't want to just balance something's battle rating based on the ordnance it brings, you know? Maybe if the F4U7, for example, if it doesn't have Schneb rockets and bombs, can be 6.0, but if it has Schnebs, it goes up to 6.7. But no, Gaijin can't do that.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
It would be impossible to give a vehicle 2 battle ratings depending on its ordnance. Anyway, enough of the rant. Let's play the Pz4G and the Pz4Hs at the original battle rating. I do believe the Ostwind also used to be 4.3. Do you know what else used to be 4.3? Sorry. Do you know what used to be right next to 4.3? 4.7? Oh, that's right. The Jumbo. Yeah, the Jumbo was insane. Like, it was back in the day, back when there was historical matchmaking. Oh, I miss those days. You had things like the French would be sometimes with America and sometimes with Germany. France was the only other nation that had Jumbo. In fact, still is the only other nation with a Jumbo. And it was so bad because if the Germans had France, it was a 50-50 on whether or not the Americans or the French would win, right? Because they would just be like whoever had the better, more skilled Jumbo players. Meanwhile, if the French and the Americans were on the same side, it was over. It was over. It was the biggest stomp. If you queued in, this is one of the ways you used to be able to do Golden Eagles wages. If you queued in with an American and a French player playing Jumbos, you could just win. You just win. Because not only are you really good, but your team would also be full of Jumbos who were absolutely just stomping. And considering, again, this used to be 4.3, so Pz4s used to see the Jumbo all the time. Pz4 was actually one of the few things that could actually kill a Jumbo as well. Because although it couldn't kill it from the front unless you hit the machine guns port, which obviously sometimes it just didn't work, In fact, I feel like it used to work more, actually. Before volumetric, shooting the machine gunner's port was actually more viable than it is now. Ooh, we got Chaffee here. I don't know if I missed... What? Nice, I hit the track and did nothing. What is this? What is this? What am I seeing here? What am I seeing here? I'm seeing a traffic jam on the most horrific of proportions. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my shot when I shot that Chaffee. I feel like either I went low or the shot hit the wooden thing and missed. This poor Pz4. Oh my god. Is that 4 tanks around the corner? Oh my god. I could have swore the Pz4 had smoke. Pz4 has smoke. I guess the H doesn't. I have no idea how I killed him because I clearly just hit the rock. I mean, this Pz4 are holding this pass like nobody's business. Damn, I was trying to shoot through the I was trying to shoot through the to the bottom of this. Damn, it's got peaked. Got my breach. What's wrong with this Pz4 here? I don't know what's wrong with this Pz4. Oh, damn it. He got shot. How did he get shot? How did that Chaffee see him? What? That does not look right to me. That Chaffee shoot him in the side? He wouldn't have been able to. Chaffee's another one of those tanks that, you know, Chaffee's really funny as well because the Chaffee, in my opinion, is better than a Sherman. The Chaffee is better than the Pz4 and the Sherman, actually, in my opinion. But unfortunately, it's one of those tanks that Gaijin doesn't think so. Maybe it's because the players who play them aren't too good, but Chaffee's phenomenal. I don't know how that bounced. That's bullshit. Yeah, that's over. Might just get a few more points, just shoot his track up a little bit, maybe shoot up his 50 cal. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for me. I can't believe I bounced that Sherman. I really shouldn't have. Shot him pretty perfectly in the side, but the track just absorbed it. I really hate the way that modules absorb the damage of your rounds. I really think it's stupid. Oh, look how many planes are up. Probably should just spawn in the Ostwind. But yeah, it's really annoying how even if you shoot like the auto loader of a T-72, for example, it doesn't blow up the ammo. Even if your dart went straight through the autoloader, one end and out the other, and hit ammo, but it never blacks it out because your round, after it penetrates, has a certain amount of damage, right? Because each module has health points, kind of like all the tanks. And if you hit an ammo, and you only make it red, it's only got a certain chance to explode, right? It's not guaranteed, basically, with a black. Even though if you black it out, it's not guaranteed either. But it's a very high chance. That's a very, very good F6F. He's got to A&M2s, so he can, whoa, okay, whoopsies. That was my fault. He's got AMM2, so he can outrange me. He's got very, like, the mine shots kind of, like, really drop off after a certain distance. Yeah, I've got no performance. Maybe I can get the pilot? Nah, wasn't gonna happen. Maybe if I had APTs, but I think I had like defaults. Yeah, I mean, maybe the APs could have gotten the pilot slump off, but it didn't happen that way. I'm gonna spawn in the Ostwind so I can get rid of some of these planes. Ostwind also used to be 4.3, I believe. Okay. That's a friendly plane. R2 coming in. Plane on my left. I love how I got a hit there. I did him twice. You know, actually, I'm gonna load armor piercing for this guy. Because sometimes when you hit an IL-2 with HE, it does nothing because it's got armor on it. Not always, but sometimes when you hit him with a minor shot, it does nothing. Oh, let me just overpressure that guy with HE real quick. Let me just do nothing to this guy with multiple hits. I was literally hitting him and doing nothing. What the hell? What? Okay, whatever. My first like 10 shots into that wyvern, I was just seeing the traces go straight through the center of the plane and do nothing. Literally nothing. It was just not registering at all. I only have 200 ping too. One day they'll give us Australian servers, one day. I would really love to play active matter and enlisted, guys, but it's really hard to play a first-person shooter with no with no fucking Australian servers. Oh, damn it. Yeah, without the engine, my turret rotation is slow. If you're wondering why I was shooting at the BF-109, it's because that other plane will be following the BF-109. So if I like kind of aim at the BF-109, I'm more likely to get hits on him. Nice, I got the pilot snipe. Seems like my team, unfortunately, is not doing too well. So many one death levers. Look at these. Look at this guy. Has a full lineup. And an anti-air, and he doesn't even spawn in it. Really, really disappointing, guys. Really disappointing. I don't want to keep killing planes. I want to like take capture points and stuff, but just so many planes. Okay, got the P-51. Yeah, Ostwind's phenomenal. Actually, I think the Ostwind's in a better place than it's ever been because his armor piercing has like more pen than it did in the past. I think it used to have like 36 mils of pen or something, 37, but now it has like 49. Really good pen. And also it's at a lower battle rating than it's ever been. So 3.3 for the Ostwind is actually pretty insane. I'm not gonna lie. 3.3 is absolutely insane for the Ostwind. Because if it's top tier, it's basically a 2S38. Okay, let's. I can't really kill that thing from the front, so hopefully I can get into the. Ooh, that was close. But luckily I survived, so I can get into cover. So there was a plane up earlier, but I can't see him. Don't hear any tanks next to me either. Oh, there he is. The ARL just died, good stuff. Oh crap. Damn, I heard him way too late. I don't know if I had, I'm pretty sure I heard him earlier, but I just dismissed it. But yeah. Heard him a little too late there. Oh, we're losing B, probably about to lose A too, because of that, might drop in some bombs and some armor piercing targets, yeah. Can't believe we're losing B, bro, no way. No way. We might be able to decap C though. Yeah, we just lost A. Fuck, bro, no way. Can't believe that Breda lost. Guess it was my fault. Probably should have been more closer attention to that tank noise I heard. And we're not going to capture C, I don't think. We have lost. Unfortunate. it's not really the German team's fault. It's these individuals. So that's another thing. A lot of people like just blame like a nation or the German players. It's not necessarily the German players. It's these individuals, bro. Like you have a whole lineup. You have anti-air. You can spawn again, but they just don't. They just choose not to spawn again, which is the main killer of this game, I think. One of the main killers is just those fucking one death levers, bro. They just, they annoy me so much. Like, it's one thing if you don't have any more vehicles and you don't have backups, right? I get it. Okay, I would understand it if you're a free-to-play player, no backups, right? I get it. But these guys have full lineups, and they're at a battle rating where even if they were bringing in like a 2.3 Panzer J, they'd still be doing pretty good. Like, it's a big waste. It's a big waste of potential. Anyway, guys, clearly the Pz4 does just fine. Clearly the Pz4 does absolutely just fine. The Ostwind is just fine. What I'm just trying to say here is that maybe, Gaijin, maybe, instead of balancing a vehicle based on its player base and whether or not their players are actually good, you should balance a vehicle based on its capabilities. So maybe the ChiNu2 should be 3.7 as well, or you should move the Pz4s back up to 4.3, because I could bring the Pz4 into 10.0 and probably still do pretty good. But unfortunately, I don't think Gaijin's ever going to listen to me. I think people have been screaming at Gaijin to do this for so long. They haven't done it. It's why the T80UD is 10.3. It's why the 2S38 is 10.3. The 2S38 is a better anti-tank and anti-air than the automatic. And the automatic's like, what, 11.7 or some shit? 11.3? You serious, man? The automatic can only carry like 10 darts or something. The automatic can carry like 100 darts. Doesn't give a crap. It can carry as much HEVTs as it wants. It's insane. It's insane. Why, Gaijin? Why is the T80UD one of the most armored tanks at its battle rating? In fact, probably the most armored tanks at its battle rating. Okay, and it's a T80, so it has, it actually has a reverse gear, although it's not crazy. Why? I'll tell you why. It's because people who play the T80UD are trash, and they do things like pushing people like over hills where they don't have the depression, and they just get themselves killed. So Gaijin looks at that and go, let's make it 10.3, even though it should be like 11.0 or 10.7 at least. It's just bullshit. Thanks, guys, for watching. Hopefully someone hears this and agrees with me. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.